Hello guys, so let's start with the unit 5, that is legislative acts. Okay, so basically in this chapter we are going to study different types of acts, okay, that are imposed. So let's start. So first topic is introduction to industrial acts. Basically, there are two parties across the table, that is employers and employees. So relationship between these two is very important for development and survival of any organization. So basically, industrial acts initially they were called as labor legislation. They have that protective function dealing with wages, working conditions, social interest, industrial peace, etc. Basically, so it does gives the legal framework to relationship between the employer and employees. So it is legislation, labor legislation, that is industrial act, is basically a framework between the employer and the employees. Okay. Now let's see one diagram which shows different how industrial acts work. So first is industrialization started in basically European nations. Then the exploitation of laborers happened. Then is revolt by the laborers. Then is introduction to this legislation for the industries. Next is acceptance of such legislation as it was developed by the developing nations. Next is the amendments as per the requirement. Then is the impact of trade union on such legislation for their benefits and socialistic approach. Next is Constitution of India included all the acts after the independence. That is, all these acts were included in Indian Constitution after the independence. Next is continuous amendments. And last one is present industrial act. Okay, so this diagram basically depicts the journey of present industrial act. Okay, so why this act is necessary, we'll see it. So basically, it gives a legal platform and support to the employees. It creates industrial peace and improves the employee and labor management relationships. It gives solution to quarrels in industries. It removes out autocracy of management and extortion of workers. It also employees also get compensation in case of accidents. Then it reduces basically the gap between the employer and employee due to workers' participation in management. It guarantees welfare of the employees. So basically, these are the reasons why this act is necessary. Next is we'll see the first act, that is in the Indian Factory Act. We'll see the facts of this act. So basically, the modification is done in 1934 Factory Act, then passed. It is basically passed in 1948, and the last major amendment of this act was in year 1976. Okay, now we'll see the aim of this Indian Factory Act. It basically ensures the adequate safety measures. It promote health and welfare of workers employed in factories. It prevent hazardous growth of factories. It consolidate and amend the laws for regulating labor in the factories in India. Then the licensing and registration of the factories is also carried out due to this Indian Factory Act. Next, we'll see different terminologies in this Indian Factory Act. First is adult. Adult means a person who has completed the age of 18 years. Adolescent. Adolescent is basically a person who has an age between 15 to 18 years. There is the child. Child is basically a person who is less than 15 years. Then a calendar year. Calendar year is basically a period between 1st January to 31st December, that is 12 months. Then is the day. Day is basically a period between two midnights. Example, that is 24 hours. Then a week. Week is basically period between two Saturdays, that is 7 days. Then a factory. Factory is basically a premises of 10 workers if the power is used. And if the power is not used, it is basically a premises of 20 workers. Then a power. Power is basically any form of energy other than animal or husbandry input. Example, it can be an electrical power. Then a prime mover. It is basically any device which generates or provides the power, like motor, engine. Okay. Then is machinery. Any device which transforms this given power is called as machinery. So these are the terminologies related to the act. Next we'll see the main provisions of the Indian Factory Act. Okay, so basically all these provisions are related to health and safety, welfare and development, duration of work, young workers and women workers, leave structure, administration and execution. So basically, appointment of labor welfare officers in the factory consisting of minimum 500 workers. Rights of labor welfare officers are given to state government. Working duration, that is special facts like adult 48 hours per week, child should be 45 hours per week. So women and children are prohibited to work during night, that is from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. But amendment is possible in this kind of this act, this last act. Okay. Fifth is administration. Basically, it has appointment of labor welfare officer, that is LWO, appointment of factory inspectors, enforcement of law through Labor Institute, and Director General of Factory Advice Service. Penalties are prescribed for each offence. Now we'll see some special provisions, accidents and diseases, dangerous operations, penalty and procedures. Okay. Next is the conditions stipulated in Factory Act related to hygiene of the workers. So basically, these are the conditions with respect to following facts such as cleanliness, ventilation and temperature, artificial humidification, overcrowding, lighting, drinking water, bathrooms, latrines, pitons. Okay. So first we'll see cleanliness. So daily sweeping or cleaning of floor, benches, passages, and staircase is necessary. Cleaning of walk should be at least per week. Effective means of drainage should be provided. Painting and varnishing once a year should be done. Next is ventilation and temperature. Circulation of fresh air should be there. Exhaust fans should be at the proper places. Use of devices to keep balance of temperature should be made. Then is the artificial humidification. It means use of prescribed methods to have the humidification. Use of clean water for humidification process should be done. Fourth is overcrowding. Space required for the workers is 500 cu per feet. So no passage room workplace shall be overcrowded. Then is lighting. Sufficient and suitable light should be there. Natural or maybe artificial. Glazed windows in clean condition should be there. And formation of shadow should be avoided. Sixth is the drinking water. Drinking water should be available to all the workers during all the working hours. It should be provided and maintained at suitable points. And it should play, drinking water place must be away from the latrinary by 6 meters. Okay. Seventh is latrines, separate enclosed for female and female. There should be separate latrines for male and female. One latrine must be made available per 20 persons and it must be prescribed sanitary types. Last one is pitons. Sufficient number of pitons shall be kept at convenient places and these must be regularly kept clean. They must be kept clean regularly. Okay. Next is what are the safety provisions under the Factory Act? First is fencing of machinery. Fencing of following should be done. Moving parts of prime movers and every part of transmission machinery, every part of electric generator and motor, and all the dangerous parts. So fencing of all this should be done properly. Then untrained adult man, woman or young person should not be allowed to work near machinery in motion. Employees with loose fitting clothes should not be allowed to work near machinery in motion. Young persons should not be allowed to work at dangerous places. Provide safe casing to machinery. Every hoist and lift must be of rigid mechanical construction. Proper material and sufficient strength. Their maintenance at periodic intervals is must. Gates must be provided to enclose the hoistway and liftway. And the people should not overload the lift and cranes. Material of ropes, chains must be sound and with adequate strength. Okay. Then speed of revolving machinery should not cross the limit. Covering of each pit as well as opening in the floor. No person should carry excessive weights. Care should be taken to protect the eyes of the employees. Precaution against dangerous fumes. Very serious and scientific care from explosive and inflammable dust should be taken. Provision of escape doors for all the persons in case of fire should be considered. Provision of warming devices in case of fire should be also considered. An arrangement to prevent the outbreak of fire and spread of fire should be considered. Okay, so these are basically the safety provision under this Factory Act. Okay, so there are total 18 safety provisions. Okay, next we are going to see is welfare measures stipulated in this Factory Act. First is washing facilities. Washing facilities must be adequate and suitable, must be separately provided for male and female. Sitting facilities. It must be provided for all the workers. Ergonomics consideration must be followed. Then the third comes the first aid appliances. First aid appliances must be readily accessible during all the working hours. One box should be provided for 150 workers, and one ambulance room should be provided in factory employing more than 300 workers. Next is canteens. One canteen is at least per 250 workers in a factory should be there. Then is crèches. Every factory employing more than 30 females shall be provide and maintain a suitable room or room for use of children under the age of 6 years of such women. Its in charge must be a woman trained in this respect. Next is the welfare facilities. One welfare officer should be appointed in factory employing more than 500 workers. So for considering all the above provisions, it is necessary to have this Factory Act. Okay. So I hope this Factory Act is clear to you all. Okay, that's it. We'll stop over here. Next topic we are going to cover in the next video.